right.
All right. Hello, everyone. It is Brenda and Dr. Dave back here with What If Positive Possibilities for Your Life. Good morning, Dr. Dave. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much. Happy to be here. So excited as always. Yay.
Mm-hmm. It's another
Awesome.
great day. A clean slate for creating your best life, which is really cool. So let us begin. We'll put our feet flat on the ground and we're going to take a nice deep breath in through our nose and out. And what is our message for today? Ooh, two-pager.
Ooh. All right.
What if today I could see my future self? Imagine you are 5, 10, or even 20 years into the future. You are standing face to face with your future self in their home. What does that look like? Are they in the same home as you have now? Have they done renovations? Is it the home you have always dreamed of living in? Imagine they are taking you for a tour of your future home. What colors do you see? What type of furnishings? You go into the bedroom. Do you have a walk-in closet with a beautiful wardrobe of clothes? What type of bed do you have? What type of energy can you feel? Take it all in. Look out the window. What does it look like to you? They take you down to the recreation room. How is it set up? What types of equipment are there? Is there an exercise room, yoga studio, meditation room? What hobbies does your future self have? Are they creating anything that they can share with you? You are invited to stay for lunch. What types of food are they serving? Are they making it themselves or do they have a chef creating it for you? Is there a garden where fresh produce is being picked for the meal? Look out the window. What can you see? What type of climate are you in? What type of trees, bushes, or flowers do you notice? You tune back into your future self. They are speaking to you. What are they saying? Remember to ask any questions that you might have. As you finish visiting with your future self, thank them for their wisdom and return to now. Write down what you noticed, the energy and the conversation you had with your future self. Were there things the future self suggested that you get working on? What was the outcome of that meeting? Consider all that took place, then begin creating the life you just experienced. You have had a glimpse. It is yours. Now create it. And then because this is a two-pager and I had some white space, there is another little affirmation here said, if I could talk today, that would be really good. Shine your light bright to be a beacon for others, which tied in really nicely with what we talked about in Nature's Divas, conversations with the divas on those talents and skills that you have to share them with others and be of service to others. So shining that light that you are brightly into the world. So this is a cool one.
Absolutely.
Because we do have the ability to sit quietly and step into what that future looks like and to be able to connect with that future self. We all have that ability. And to be able to do that and receive those messages on things to start now, goals that you're really like, oh, yeah, I'll get around to that someday. And they're like, hey, get on it now because it needs to be done so that we can move forward. So all these different things are you in the future. And if you could, it's just like if you were to go back in time, what would you say to your past self, but now you're going future. So that future self of yours can give you that information that you need right now in order to move forward. So it's a great thing to do. And maybe what I'll do is these ones where it takes you through like a meditation is to put these on an audio somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I will write that down. So as
That's
we
what
go through the What If book, I get these ideas. So it's like, okay, because it's kind of hard to, do this while you're reading it and trying to figure out your future self. So stay tuned, and yeah, I'll get this up on an audio, little meditations that you can use to be able to do this. Okay. So Dr. Day.
you know, so much fun. I love this one. There's just so many ways that this one seemingly small tool, it can be so transformational because, well, let's break it down. So let's just stay local, if you will. If you give yourself the allowance or give space to do this, what if my future self, the one that has the answer to the question that I have today about whatever situation it is, and just connect there. What you've done then has now shifted and changed your energy already to bring in whatever that um, answer or possibility is going to be or should be for you. Because a lot of times, if we're asking a question, then we don't have the answer, is what we think, but we actually do. So, this is one way that we can kind of bypass that process where we can hold on. It might look like I'm going to um,
Fall off the
fall off
map.
the couch. Yeah, hold on one second.
Oh, you're muted.
Okay, sorry.
There we
Back.
go.
Okay, we're back. Probably, puppy is wanting to be in the chair next to me, and so she needs help.
Nice.
Um, so this, this one little, I say little exercise, but it's not. There's so much fun in it. Of just giving yourself, what a wonderful gift to give ourselves to look at the option, all the possibilities. So looking at seeing what that future self is, give yourself that permission. What if I can see my future self and then fill in the blank and fill in the destination, fill out the location. But spending that time in that, if you can do your best at staying neutral in this exercise, you'll be able to gain the most, I think. So being in neutral, meaning that you're not having any um, investment on the outcome of what it's going to show you, meaning that you're going to let it be what it actually is and not try to project into it. Is what I'm meaning by saying neutral. And so, as you were talking, Brenda, seeing the what's in that game room kind of thing, or what kind of stuff is in the house, it's important. What I was thinking as I was in my head looking at that, of what are the tools that I'm seeing the most, that I've already that I'm seeing around me, that I'm using at that
Mm.
future time. Because what are those things? Obviously they worked and they've done well, because that's how I've gotten to the point where I am in the future. And now that looks like a complete series to me of some meditations.
Yeah. And we were just talking, we're going to have a meditation class for the nature's divas and using the oils. And here it is. The universe is like, let's just carry that over to here too.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Because, with that, look at your future. What if you were able to see the future healthy self or the future self that no longer has blah, 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 that you've overcome, that you've healed from your, you know, wow, there's so much power in this one page or two pager of um, incredible insight that we can have in a really nice um, setting the stage for an incredible tool.
Hmm.
Um, let me do, okay, so my marketing mind is going crazy right now.
We're gonna have to set up a Zoom call and
Whew.
chat about this because there's lots of good stuff coming out of this. And this is just, we haven't talked about this before. It's just the universe is like, hey, we're going to pop this idea into your head and then you just run with it. So that's what we're doing. So it's now it's percolating. It's like, what if we did a meditation class? What's that look like? Oh, and we're going to add this too. Oh, and let's do an audio on this. So it's like, thanks, universe.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Stay tuned, folks. Stay tuned. Because
Mm-hmm.
there's a whole lot that I'm consciously choosing not to say right now because it's so good. You
Awesome.
definitely want to stay tuned for this. A lot of fun, but transformational as well. So uh, I I don't think I ever want it any other way.
Mm-mm.
So, for today's purposes, for you, what are those ways that we can? I mean, it's endless. I mean, for parenting, even. So here's the exercise that you can use with your kids of, okay, so we're trying to solve an issue, whatever that issue is. So having them co-create with you. So let's pretend, that the future self of so and so, meaning the kid, um, is the one that's mastered this skill, whatever it is, riding your bike or being able to tie your shoe or and you change the vocabulary, to appropriate for the age and the whatever the teaching is. All right, what does that feel like? And what is that person, what do they look like now that they're riding their bike and it's nothing? Like they don't remember a time even when it was a struggle to keep their balance and they weren't trying to remember everything of, how to not, pedal too fast, too slow, any of that stuff. Like, what is that? Look at you pedaling and you're going down like you've been a pro forever on your bike. What is that? What do they look like? And look at their smile and I wonder how they feel. So just doing that little bit of exercise, think about how empowering that is. Because now the subconscious mind on the back side of that subconscious mind has already put that in motion. So now we're even closer to achieving that. I don't want to say goal even, it's just making that the reality.
Mm-hmm.
So as a family, if we know that there's going to be, if we have to go to an event, apparently somebody needs to hear this. If we're going to go to a family event and we, on the car ride there, we start psyching up the family, like, okay, we know that Aunt so and so is going to be off her rocker, and this person's always going to say something, and so what would it look like us getting back in the car and knowing like we totally knocked it out of the park, we had a fantastic time, nobody changed our posture, no one stole our joy. That we get to be happy and we're moving on, and none of that was anything negative for us. And we're back now in the car and we're celebrating as a family. We're doing the high fives. We got that, and that was awesome. We did it. What a team. Imagine what that could change, for that
Mm-hmm.
whole process because you're now creating that avenue that you want to arrive at of that destination of being healthy and happy or whatever that is. Same with the job interview. You know, what's it feel like when you get that call? Not even just the interview, but what does it feel like when you get the email and the call that you've got three of them you have to decide between? get yourself into a worked up frenzy stress state of having to figure out, oh my God, all of these jobs are so great. What one do I pick? Well, that's way different than, oh my God, what if I get an interview? Way different. So
Mhm.
set that, keeping that end in mind of what it is that you want to have as the reality, and then kind of backtrack it a little bit. So now that we've set that, so this allows you that same thing as, what if I can see that future self, and that future self being whatever it is that you choose to create. Okay,
Absolutely.
so
Well, and that's part of quantum leaping is you become who you see, and it just puts you that much farther ahead because you have the answers, you have everything within you. It's just accessing them, which is easier than you think because
absolutely.
we're providing those tools. So it's just getting the proper tools in order for you to access the information that is already inside of you, which is really cool. And some tools may work, some may not, but there's so many, something is bound to definitely work for you. And as Dr. Dave said, what a wonderful gift to do with your children and your grandchildren, and to instill that self-confidence within them to know that they're going to do great things. And now let's access that so that you know what to do now. It's that easy. And imagine how that child will feel instead of like, I can't do anything right. Yeah, you can, because you saw yourself being able to do that.
Yes.
Now let's bring it into now and feel that. And
Hmm.
that is going to, like, what a wonderful world, raising these wonderful children that are, they understand themselves and they can connect with themselves and they connect with source and they receive those messages. So they're not just lost for so many years and, trying to dig out from under all these beliefs and nonsense that a lot of us in our generation are doing,
Right.
because we didn't have those skills like the ones that we do now and we can impart onto our children. So it's just a wonderful tool all the way around. So yeah,
Hmm.
so exciting.
Hmm.
So we did mention that in Nature's Divas, we're talking about doing a meditation class. So I think we're going to include the what
Yeah.
if too, because it seems to work well with the universe going, hey, we're going to do one on meditation today.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's how easy, when you are consciously aware on the messages, it just fits together, and then other things fit together, and then it just like, okay, the universe is like, super, they're going ahead with this, woohoo, let's throw all these other things in there, and it just moves ahead with ease and joy and happiness, and we have fun. It's
Hmm.
not this drudgery that it's like, oh well, now I got to do this. No, it's like, yay, I get to spend more time with Dr. Dave doing a meditation class now and having fun and
Yeah.
sharing what I've been gifted with the world so that other people can be their best selves. Like, how cool is that? It's like
Absolutely.
pretty darn cool.
Absolutely. Oh, it's wonderful. And that's it. I was just thinking about, it's hilarious if you would have done that exercise when you first started to write the book, to have imagined all of the things that are coming from within the book, how much
Yeah.
stuff is in it. Not only just the book itself, the way that it is, but all of the wonderful things too that have, that I think it's kind of like source energy put in the bonus material that is now coming forward too.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's just I guess it's a process as well, because once you start and you take action and the universe is like, okay, they're actually committed to this. They're taking action. They're doing one step and they're listening. Oh, they're listening to what we're saying. They're taking those steps that we're suggesting. Then everything just becomes so much easier. And the universe has such a bigger plan than we ever thought possible. My focus was write this book and get it done, because after 5 years of doing it, it's like, oh, I want this to be done so badly. I was also hoping to be able to reach people, but after you've been writing for a bit, it's like, oh goodness sake, let's just be done with this, because it gets kind of, I had to, no, I did. I got to create goals each day. Okay, we're going to write 10 pages today. And okay, that's going to take me the next 2 months to be able to complete, and then be really focused on that so that I did it. And the end result of that is I got my book. And it was funny, when I was getting an editor, she's like, you have 96,000 words. That is a huge book. And I'm like, really? She's like, yeah, it is. I'm like, oh, I didn't know. So, who knew? But now that it's done, and I've been able to really create the energy around that book with the excitement of um, formatting it, doing all these other processes. Now it's really taking on a life of its own, and it's really coming to the forefront on, look at the possibilities that are possible now. Look what else you can provide to people to help them be their best selves. And that's what's coming out now. It was a process to get there. And yeah, some of the goals, some of the things that you're required to do, they're not much fun. Put your big girl panties on and get it done anyways. Suck it up, buttercup. Because at the end of that are wonderful things. And now the universe is like, all right, you did the hard stuff. Now comes the fun. Now we get to play. And that's where we are right now. So, and as you can see, each episode we have, it's like, oh, we got another idea. And now, like our goal setting course or our workshop, it was awesome. We had so much fun last Wednesday. Now we've got a 6-week program that everybody signed up for. And now we're going to have a meditation class. And it's just this flow of energy on what resonates with you. What are you interested in to be able to be your best self? So super, super cool.
Yeah, that's great. And I love that it's we can brainstorm, and we've done that with other projects and things. But when it's the live version, I don't think that I hope that folks are being able to see and understand that it is the live version, that they're incoming, downloads of information from source, and so then it's the taking those action steps on it. That's how well, I have to say that's how easy that is, but it did take some time at working through trusting when that comes through and getting to that space of recognizing, like, oh, incoming, and then, like, oh, I need to take notes, that kind of thing. So there is a practice in that, and I know that it looks super simple, and it really actually is. The work is to actually, so getting the message, it is super simple. You getting out of your way, that's where the work is. And I say that because I had to learn how to get out of my way so that I could receive that message clear, fast, and then take action. That's where the work is how much of you is in front of, you know, standing in front of that potential. That's it. So hoping that by that example, and you get to see it as we're both walking it through, going, okay, sure. Well, that's good. All right.
And
I
taking
invite
action, that's the whole thing. Doing something with it instead of, Well, that was a nice thought. Thanks, universe. And
Right.
then going some other way. It's like the universe, like, oh,
You're
when will
right.
they listen? This way,
Mhm.
it's like, okay, all right, we're gonna, talk about this and we'll have the information next Monday. That quick. Because it's like, all right, we need to work on this right now because the universe is like, this is what needs to happen. All right, we're
Right.
on it.
Yep.
So very cool.
The invitation then is by example, what if you gave yourself permission to start doing that in your life? Whoever is watching and listening to this is what if you gave yourself permission and that just like today's exercise, the what if you could see yourself in the future that you were doing exactly the same, that there was no zero, there was no filter, there was no time gap, that it just went into motion right then and there as spirit drops it in for you. Allow yourself to see and feel what that feels like because it's exciting, it's empowering, it's energizing, so I highly recommend it.
And if you get anything like, oh, this is stupid, or that's the ego wanting to keep everything on the level. They don't want you to change. So we're going to keep you safe. We don't want you to change anything. Don't be thinking anything because that's just not good. So those are you getting in your own way. So it's time to go, all right, ego, get off here. We don't want you right now. We need to move forward with whatever it is that we're going to do because that is a message from source, from your soul, which knows what's going on. The ego's just seeing we're not gonna, we don't want to make waves. Meanwhile, we want to make all the ripples that we can because that's how it's going to change the world.
Absolutely. Doing it. Rocking it.
Absolutely. Any last words, Dr. Dave?
No, I think we pretty much we knocked that one out of the park. Loving it. Hope
Yep.
everybody else does. I enjoyed, so yay.
Yeah, please drop your comments. Let us know what's resonating. If you're interested in any of these classes, we're going to have more information. We will have another goal setting course probably after our 6-week program. And yeah, we had so much fun and so many aha moments. And it's a lot of fun being one of the facilitators and pushing those buttons to get underneath and go, okay, we can release that and see what's underneath. There was a lot of that as well in a good natured, loving way.
Mhm.
Um, but a lot of excitement now on goals and what's next, and for all the participants that came. So very excited to see them manifest their goals and
Mhm.
see what's next for that as well. So
Yeah, yeah, because those were some pretty interesting goals and stuff that folks put out there. So
mhm.
super fun.
And they were
And
big
they're
ones. They weren't little ones. They were big
yeah,
ones.
yeah. I
Like
was
go
just
big
gonna
or go
say,
home.
and yeah, I was just gonna say, I'm like, they're not going to be the same people that started,
No,
because those were life changing goals that they put out, and rock on, let's do this.
absolutely. For sure. Well, thank you, everybody, wherever you are in the world. Have a wonderful week. Dr. Dave and I will be back here next Monday with Conversations with the Divas, as well as more possibilities, and as well some information on a new meditation class that we're going to be holding soon. So we'll have the dates and where you can sign up and all that fun stuff. And yeah, so stay tuned for that. And we'd love to hear from you, what resonated with you, and yeah, whatever your thoughts are. So thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful week. We'll see you
Bye
later.
everyone.
Bye
See
bye.
ya.